When you hear the name Robert Downey Jr., images of charisma, innovation, and a life lived on his own terms come to mind. A man who has walked the line between genius and daring, wit and wonder. So what would his perfect home look like? It wouldn't just be a house, it would be a sanctuary, a statement, a place where every corner tells a story. Secluded from the world, yet opening onto breathtaking views of the ocean, cliffs, and forests. A home that combines modern luxury with hidden surprises, where technology meets artistry and every detail is carefully considered. Today, we take you inside a space that could only exist in the world of legends, a house worthy of someone who doesn't just live life, but defines it. The first step to the perfect home is its surroundings. Imagine cliffs that drop dramatically into the ocean, forests that stretch endlessly, and the serene blue of the Pacific meeting the horizon. Here, privacy is everything, yet every view feels like a painting, breathtaking, timeless, and completely untouched by the outside world. Every home tells a story, and it begins with its approach. A long, winding driveway, framed by meticulously manicured hedges and trees, prepares you for what lies beyond. The gate opens slowly, as if inviting you into a secret, private world, one that feels both exclusive and completely natural. As you arrive, the mansion itself begins to reveal its personality. Modern lines intersect with warm, natural materials. Glass walls reflecting the sky, steel beams adding strength and elegance, and rich wood surfaces that feel alive under your fingers. Every element has been carefully chosen to blend with the surroundings while standing out as a statement of sophistication and taste. Luxury is never loud. It is in the details. The way sunlight glances off the infinity pool, the hidden corners of a garden path, a terrace tucked away from view, all designed for discovery. Secret nooks invite quiet reflection or intimate gatherings, while expansive outdoor spaces provide freedom and openness. It is a home that feels alive, responding to the rhythm of nature and the desires of its inhabitants. Look closer, and every detail tells a story. Doorways that frame a perfect view, windows that capture the golden glow of sunset, pathways that lead to hidden spots where the ocean can be heard but never seen. Even the smallest touches, like subtle lighting or curved benches, create moments of surprise and delight. This is the kind of home where imagination meets reality, where every corner has been thought through for both beauty and function. From a higher vantage point, the property unfolds like a private kingdom. Rolling gardens, terraces, pools, and patios all sit in harmony with the cliffs and forest. The design makes it feel almost suspended in space, a sanctuary above the world, where the only sounds are the wind in the trees and the distant waves below. And yet, it's not just about grandeur. The home balances scale with intimacy, offering spaces where you can be completely alone or gather with friends and family in comfort. Outdoor lounges hidden behind sculpted greenery, quiet benches overlooking the sea, and intimate terraces for morning coffee or evening wine. Every angle is considered, every view framed, every experience curated. This is a house that celebrates life itself. Nature meets design, privacy meets connection, and luxury meets subtlety. Here, a morning walk through the gardens becomes an adventure, an afternoon on the terrace, a meditation, and a sunset from the pool, a moment of awe. Even the approach, walking along the driveway, past gates and hedges, feels cinematic, like entering a world reserved for those who appreciate the extraordinary. From every angle, this home whispers exclusivity, elegance, and thoughtfulness, a sanctuary for creativity, reflection, and inspiration. A place where even someone as iconic as Robert Downey Jr. could step in, breathe deeply, and feel completely at home, yet constantly discover new corners, surprise, and experiences hidden in plain sight. But the perfect location is only the beginning. Step inside and the story continues. Interiors that reflect personality, technology that anticipates needs, and spaces that balance luxury with comfort. Every element of this home, from the first glance outside to the last detail bone. Inside has been crafted to create a space that is not just a residence, but a world entirely its own. Every arrival is an experience, especially for a man who has lived a life defined by entrances. As Robert Downey Jr.'s car glides over the gravel, the sound softens beneath him, the stones cushioned by a hidden layer that absorbs vibration, as if the house itself were preparing for his arrival. The driveway curves through sculpted gardens that feel both wild and deoberted, the kind of beauty that doesn't try too hard, yet commands attention. The scent of cedar, jasmine, and ocean air blends naturally, flowing from the landscape terraces and hidden pathways. It's refined, balanced, just like Downey's taste for detail and subtlety. The light catches the steel edges of the entryway, gleaming like a promise. The doors open automatically as he steps forward, recognizing his presence. No key, no effort. Just a quiet acknowledgement that this home knows the man it was built for. Inside, the air shifts, calm, intelligent, and alive. The climate system doesn't just heat or cool, it breathes like a co-star sharing the scene with him. Temperature, humidity, even the scent of the air adjust in real time to his preferences. The floor warms gently underfoot as he crosses it. Light follows his steps, dimming and blooming as though the house were responding to his rhythm. This is how Robert Downey Jr. lives, surrounded by invisible excellence that never needs to shout. He pauses. The soundscape is silence, but not emptiness. It's the silence of mastery, the kind that allows ideas to surface, creativity to breathe. This isn't just architecture, it's atmosphere. The grand hall rises 3 stories high, anchored by a floating staircase made of glass and blackened steel. A structure as bold and intricate as Downey himself. Every angle is deliberate, every surface alive with reflected light. By day, sunbeams cascade down the stairs like liquid gold. By night, thousands of micro-LEDs awaken in the ceiling, mapping the constellations above the property. Every evening feels like a private piece of the universe, curated for a man who has lived among stars yet never lost his curiosity for what lies beyond. In this space, Robert Downey Jr. can host, reflect, or simply breathe. The living area stretches open, warm, and human despite its scale. Italian marble floors meet reclaimed oak beams, old-world craft meeting modern clarity. Custom furnishings and soft earth tones divide the room into moods rather than functions. One corner for laughter, one for solitude, one for music that spills into the night. Every piece is handmade. Every texture tells a story. A sculptural fireplace anchors the heart of the room. Biofuel flame encased in carved stone. Its glow dancing across the walls. Fire, earth, water, light. The 4 elements exist in equilibrium here, just as they do in the man who calls it home. Downey's artistry has always balanced case and control, performance and peace. The house mirrors that balance perfectly. It breathes when he breathes, pauses when he pauses. To his right, a glass wall slides open without a sound, unveiling an infinity pool that spills seamlessly into the ocean beyond. The water shimmers in quiet dialogue with the horizon, a reflection of freedom. To his left, a hidden bar reveals itself at a wave of his hand, polished walnut, brushed brass, crystal decanters lined like trophies of time. Inside, rare whiskeys aged longer than his career wait untouched, not for display, but for moments that deserve them. For Robert Downey Jr., luxury isn't indulgence, Its narrative. Every element here tells a part of his story, distilled in form and light. Further in lies the heart of creation, the kitchen. But calling it a kitchen almost feels too small. This is a place built for invention, for a man who understands that creation happens everywhere, not just in front of a camera. The counters are carved from volcanic stone, their veins catching light like frozen lightning. Surfaces come alive to touch, shifting temperature and color in response to mood. Every detail, every motion is intuitive. Robert Downey Jr. has always been fascinated by transformation, alchemy, invention, rebirth. This kitchen channels that fascination. Appliances vanish behind walls that open silently when he gestures. Drawers slide out on soft magnetic glides. Even the island itself moves, rising for a feast, lowering for a quiet evening alone. It's mechanical poetry, designed not to impress but to serve as rhythm. A chef's pantry hides behind a concealed door organized with almost scientific precision. There's a cold room for produce, a temperature-stabilized cabinet for spices, and an open-fire oven imported from Tuscany, a nod to his love for both travel and authenticity. And beneath a retractable skylight, a living herb garden thrives, basil, thyme, mint, all grown under the same sunlight that floods the Pacific outside. It's the perfect blend of technology and earth, order and chaos. It's Robert Downey Jr. in architectural form. Here, food becomes ritual. Now we move on to personal touches of Robert Downey Jr. Even a man as multifaceted as Robert Downey Jr. carries parts of his past with him, and nowhere is this more quietly celebrated than in the spaces he calls home. His journey through Marvel was more than a career. It was a metamorphosis. It was late nights on set, endless scripts, improvisation that shaped characters, and moments of pure brilliance that transformed him into a global icon. The triumphs, the pressure, the creativity, and the resilience, all of it carved into his identity. In this house, those layers of his life are honored subtly and tastefully. There's a private library tucked away on the second floor, walls lined with books, scripts, and rare memorabilia. Not flashy displays, but curated artifacts that whisper his story. The lighting here is adjustable, almost like stage lighting, highlighting the texture of the objects and giving the space a sense of quiet reverence. It's here that Downey can reflect on his career, revisit moments of inspiration, and connect with the personal growth behind the public persona. Across from the library, a small screening room doubles as a creative studio. The acoustics are perfect, the walls wrapped in soft velvet, yet the room feels alive like a theater for one. Here he can watch old takes, explore new ideas, or simply lose himself in the art that shaped him. It's a personal homage to the years spent embodying a character that became larger than life, without turning the room into a museum. Even the design of the house itself nods to this journey. Clean lines and bold angles evoke the architecture of modernity and innovation, the same qualities that made his portrayal iconic. Hidden compartments, secret panels, and subtle technological marvels scattered throughout the home mirror, the ingenuity, improvisation, and playful intelligence that defined his time in the Marvel Universe. In the Master Suite, a glass wall faces the horizon, reminding him that every role, every scene, every challenge led to this moment of clarity and control. And in the communal spaces, the kitchen, the dining area, the grand hall, there are elements of drama and storytelling woven into the atmosphere. Light that shifts like a scene change, textures that invite touch, and spatial flow that guides movement as if rehearsed. These are spaces where he can entertain friends, family, and collaborators, celebrating the lifestyle and creativity that came from a career of storytelling on a global stage. This is a home that doesn't shout about his Marvel past. It breathes it into the experience. Every corridor, every room, every hidden feature acknowledges the career that brought him here while allowing him to live freely in comfort and elegance. It's a private homage to his craft, a reflection of perseverance, creativity, and the enduring power of performance. Robert Downey Jr. would store these items in his mega mansion, not as showpieces, but as carefully curated reminders of a career that transformed him in an era of cinema. Each object would occupy a private, climate-controlled alcove, accessible only to him and those he chooses to share it with. An Iron Man helmet, polished to perfection, resting on a sleek black pedestal beneath soft, focused lighting. Not just a costume piece, it's a symbol of innovation, resilience, and the character that redefined his career. Its presence in the mansion would be subtle, almost reverential, a reminder of the legacy he helped build. Original arc reactor prototype, a small, intricate piece of cinematic technology displayed in a glass case with a soft glow that highlights its engineering beauty. It represents ingenuity, risk-taking, and the creativity that Downey poured into bringing Tony Stark to life. Signed Marvel scripts, carefully bound in leather folders, the scripts from key Iron Man and Avengers scenes would rest on a custom-built shelf in the library. These scripts bear handwritten notes and doodles, traces of the improvisation and personality he infused into his character, making them living artifacts of his craft. Miniature Iron Man suit models, detailed hand-painted replicas of various suit designs, displayed in a hidden cabinet with adjustable lighting. These models capture his fascination with invention and design, bridging the gap between the cinematic world and his personal appreciation for technology and artistry. Award or commemorative plaque from Marvel Milestones, a subtle, elegant piece marking the cultural and personal milestones of his Marvel journey. Stored in a quiet alcove or behind a sliding panel, it's a nod to achievement without ostentation, keeping the focus on reflection and personal connection rather than display. In the end, a house, no matter how grand, how intelligent, how beautiful, is only as extraordinary as the man who inhabits it. For Robert Downey Jr., this isn't just a mansion. It's a mirror, a reflection of decades spent building, rebuilding, and redefining. Every corner speaks to his evolution, from chaos to calm, from rebellion to refinement. Every detail whispers the same truth. Greatness doesn't come from perfection. It comes from transformation. The ocean beyond his windows reminds him of the rhythm of time, always moving, always changing. The walls around him hold the stories of creativity, risk, and reinvention. And the quiet within, that's not emptiness. It's peace earned the hard way. Here, luxury isn't about gold or glamour. It's about space. Space to think, to breathe, to live on your own terms. In this home, Robert Downey Jr. has found what so many chase but few ever truly reach, a sanctuary that feels like freedom. Because at the end of it all, it was never just about building a dream house. It was about crafting a world worthy of a man who turned his life into legend. And maybe that's the truest form of luxury, coming home and realizing you finally built something that feels like you.